A shotgun snap and a give to ETN. A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
They go play action now. Lawrence. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And this is going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offense and quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Jags, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
11 mighty. Back to you.
Burrow on 3rd down. Finding Green complete. And he is going to have the Bengals first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The Bengals at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. 55 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
12.
Mixon again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape. Got four down. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. I got you.
3rd and goal. Burrow to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first interception, but I don't think he's going to throw very many more.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. ETN once more. And some room to maneuver. take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 40 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
Okay, let's do our version of name dropping here. Let's show off a little knowledge, right? The A gap, the gap between the center and the guard on either side, right? Both sides. Control that. You're going to control an inside running game.
And he had to feel satisfied because he hit that gap, broke the contact. He loves that.
That's the best part, right? That's what he's going to ask the coach to run back on film.
Let me see that one more time.
Show that again, coach. Look how my legs kept churning. I just kept moving, and he did to the tune of a big gain. Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
On 2nd and 7, Lawrence. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Etienne up the middle to the 27-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
You see them communicating after that play. They both know that they missed a shot for a touchdown on that throw.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Running out of the gun with Etienne. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And Ingram holds it in. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll run with Etienne, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. And Johnson's extra point up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
third down, Burrow. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Bubba Bolden who picks it, and the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Another tote for Etienne. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Lawrence. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Lawrence. Etienne bringing in another one. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
That's a good effort there after the catch. He looked the ball in and then tried to get it to the goal line. What a nice tackle to get him down. But they're set up well now. 1st and goal at the 1.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Open man right side is Ingram. I call it no gain there on the 1st down play.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're...
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Johnson for the extra point try. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
From the 30 on second down. Burrow, he will find his man Chase complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 11 more on that one and another first down. And they go play action now. Burrow. That's caught by Montgomery. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
12, 12, 12.
They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. Green with a catch left side. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 6 yards in the first down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
11. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Watch his flat. Watch his flat. Mike, 11.
Burrow looking to pass. Eluding the pressure right. He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Mike 28. Here we go. Mike 28. Oh, you got done.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow, first down. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
11 mighty. Mike 28. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to turn you up. Don't get nervous.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Up the middle they go. It's Green. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. 2nd down and goal. Burrow. And it'll be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead? Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there.
Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence. And the Bengals are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. First down. Here's Burrow. Green brings it in. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 11. Play action. It's Burrow. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
McPherson's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with Lawrence's arm, they may give him a shot to let this thing rip downfield. We'll see. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Number 28, Mike, he's coming, check in. Watch the out. 11. 28, Mike, 28. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with a throw to the safety valve, but it's fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in this third quarter. The Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And that is caught for the 2 points. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it first and 10. Now ETN to start the drive. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On second down, ETN once more. And he's got room. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 94 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, when you're able to break a run against a cover 2 or a 2-deep zone, safeties are back a little ways. What you're counting on is the guys taking care of business up front and then maybe climbing to the second level, that offensive lineman or tight end getting up to the second level and able to block the safety in order to create a big run.
And making those linemen work with a couple of blocks. They look good doing it there. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From just shy of midfield, Lawrence. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, it feels like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They'll keep it on the ground. Green, and he'll get it down here to the 43. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Big 13. Big 13. Don't let him breathe, defense. 12, 12, 12. He's coming. Check in.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Andre Sisco. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 33. And that's now a half dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. Now the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marvin Jones, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Takes it at the 7. Oh, good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll need to regroup after the costly interception last time. It led to a tying touchdown. 21 all is where we stand, and they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He gets this one to Boyd. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Here we go. Right 80.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. They'll run with Mixon. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
The Bengals with 2 extra DBs. A nickel look on 3rd.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
They'll run with Etienne. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He
got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, 28 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Back now in Cincinnati. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
12, 12, 12. He's coming. 12, 12, 12.
Again, it's Mixon. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
In motion left goes Boyd.
Second turn, defense, let's go. 11, 11. 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Let's go, D.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And that's complete. It's Green here. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence.
Going down the middle, and it's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A give to ETN running right. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 121 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means it really...
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second here.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go.
Now Lawrence.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are right back in this football game.
I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. They're passing here, Joe Burrow.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Here we go. 2nd down at 4.
I can't do that. Here we go. 180. 180. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. He's coming. He's coming. Check in. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go. Mike 28. Mike 28. I got one. Mike 28. We rolled this.
Now Burrow.
Pass complete to Green.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Throwing, Burrow. Pass complete to Higgins.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
11 MT, great. 11 MT, great. He's coming. Check in.
Burrow.
To Mixon on the check down. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
11 Thomas.
Now Burrow. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Here's Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 22-yard line.
To throw, Burrow.
He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Green. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the save calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Come on, step 94. Hey, Green.
Lawrence.
Man open, here is Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
This looks good. It is good. He hits it from 53 yards out. And the Jaguars